Well, I've had a few hours and a few hundred miles to consider what I'm going to say, but I still don't really know where to start. But there's only one place, I suppose, really, and that's start at the end. And the sucker punch, obviously, conceding a last-minute goal is so frustrating, and it's the most frustrating thing in football, I think, and especially today when you had two chances after that had happened to get yourself out of jail. I've not seen them again, but Wayne Rooney, to me, only had to put his foot on the ball and it would have gone in. And then, obviously, last chance falls to Chris Smalling, which, I mean, the greatest respect to Chris. Anybody else, please. But at the end of the day, if we had got ourselves out of jail with either of those two chances, it probably would have glossed over the problems that today's shown again. To me, it showed the importance of four players, and when you start taking any of those four players out of Manchester United's side, we get progressively more ordinary. Michael Carrick, Nemanja Vidic, Wayne Rooney, Robin van Persie, four players. We were without three of them today, and didn't it show? Especially for me today, Michael Carrick, because when you go to places like Cardiff, it's absolutely imperative that you take control of the midfield, and we just didn't do that. We didn't make their crowd believe that they didn't have a chance, which is imperative to do. And as I said, they always thought that they were in the game, and they've created a great equaliser. We've got ourselves in front. We didn't take control of the game from there. They've got their equaliser. We've got ourselves back in front though, and it was at that point that I think we had to get in at half time and really make sure that we went and finished that game second half. We've not done that. We've been careless with the chances that we have had, and as I say, always, you could tell by their fans, they always thought that they had that slight chance, and we all know United are susceptible to a silly mistake or and give a goal away, and that's what's happened today. We've got to find a way of playing without Michael Carrick, because he's going to be absent until Christmas, and our next month of fixtures are vitally important. We're going to be asked time and again this week about whether we're in or out of the title race. It's irrelevant to me, really, because with the media the way it is at the moment, you win a game, you're in the title race. You lose a game, you're out of the title race. So we've just got to go insular. We've got to focus on ourselves. We've got to try and get this consistency of performance, because stop this one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back all the time, and try and get that level of consistency to go on a run. If we do that, then most importantly, we'll get in the top four, which has to be our first focus. If it's then the top three, the top two, the top one, great. But let's focus on the top four to start with. And then we've got to focus on January and hope that we can somehow get just a couple of players in to just make it that those four players aren't as vital as they are at the moment. People say there's no point buying in January. It's hard to buy in January. If we can get hold of players in January, we've got to get them. Forget the fact that they're not going to be eligible for Europe, because, to be quite honest, our focus at the moment should be the Premier League and getting back in Europe next season. So these players will be eligible for the Premier League. Sod the Champions League. We can go with what we've got for the Champions League, but we have to get those players in to play in the Premier League. The other thing is we've got to do what we didn't do today, and that is stop being scared of losing more than striving to win, which is something that is causing, the people around me today, that was the main bone of contention, that we seem to be more scared of losing than we are striving to go and finish games. And we have to go and finish games. Today we had to go and get that third goal. We didn't do it, and we've been punished for it. So we need to get this consistency. Forget looking at the table, how many points we are off X, Y and Z. Let's focus on ourselves, get some consistency, go to win games, go to finish games, and go to put teams to bed. And that's what we need to do, as far as I'm concerned.